stream and throughout all my content and everything I'll be creating, I'll be talking about different tools. Cursor being one of them. So there's Cursor, there's V0, there's Lovable, there's Bolt. There's so many AI. There's Windsurf. There's so many AI tools now out there. But I mean, I can't teach or share everything all at once. So, for today's live stream, I'll be looking at Cursor. And the reason I'm looking at Cursor basically is Cursor is actually, I think, in my opinion, is the most powerful out of them all, especially if you really, really want to get into this. Like, you don't want to just build simple prototypes, landing page. You want to build web apps. You want to build mobile apps. So I think it's good to always start with the one that is a bit more complex out of them all, and then get the flow. For V0, for Bolt, and the rest, they're pretty much also very good. They can build a full web app for you end to end, from coding it, connecting it to the backend and database and all that stuff. But for this setup, for this live stream, I will be designing an HR management dashboard and coding it with AI, with the AI code editor called Cursor. Now, because I know for you to actually, I see your chat, Ibrahim, welcome. For us to be able to achieve all this in 1 hour, it's going to take a lot of time to do the design in Figma and then do the code conversion with Cursor. So what I did over the week was basically to actually do all the design, and I recorded the video of me thinking about the idea, doing the information architecture, the user flow, setting up my Figma file, and doing everything in Figma, recorded everything and created them as a YouTube video. I'm going to post the link to the videos, to the full video of all the in the chats, and also I'm going to post it in the description if you want to eventually. And I'm also going to send this as an email for you to actually watch, if you want to watch how I did the design in Figma, the design of the dashboard we are going to look at. So the full video is on YouTube. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the videos I've posted already. Once you go to the channel, you'll see all the videos, part 1 to part 5 of the design we are going to build today. So what that means basically is how, this is the Figma file we'll be converting to code. The onboarding screen, basically, when the customer comes in, they need to log in and all that stuff, and then the dashboard. Cool. So for the dashboard, I will also be showing you how this was done in Figma. I would also, of course, like, Figma is the only tool that we use these days, how this will be built and pushed into production. And then we'll also walk you through the way I'm using Vercel platform, how you can deploy your code to live production, and then you can have a link. Hopefully we'll be able to do all that within 1 hour. And then, so that being said, I will go straight to the main thing that we need to do today. Now, the first thing you want to do is you need to make sure that your file is set up properly. If you want to code with AI, now before AI got popular, what we used to do is we design this and then we go to prototype, we do all the linking and do all that stuff. But what I'm pushing for right now is to get more designers involved in actually translating their designs. So if you do this design, instead of just sharing links of your prototype, with your team, I want you to be able to share the link of all this coded, mobile responsive, ready, even with the validation and everything ready to go. Now, you don't need to know how to write with AI. You don't need to know how to write Next.js, but at least if you have an idea of HTML and CSS, a little bit of idea, you will be able to do more things because you can then customize your output. If AI gives you this screen, but you want the border radius to be a particular border radius, say maybe 8, but AI give you 6, you know where to go to make those changes. So all that workflow is something I'm going to, also be sharing with you. Now, I dropped the link to the, let's see, I don't think it pasted, but I'm going to also share the link at the end of the call. You would also see in the description the links to all the videos, or you can just go to my channel. You will see all the videos there. Now, the design, everything that I've done in Figma is well laid out, auto layout. Your design has to be in auto layout. So then for the code to be able to translate it properly, I encourage you to make sure everything is well laid out. Give all the class names, make sure everything is clearly defined, and then make sure you have your I mean, try as much as possible to give your layers name. So as you're doing the design, you are giving it a name. You don't want to wait till the end of your design before you start naming it. If you watch the full video, you'll see my process of actually going through all this design, and even how I landed on the information architecture and everything. Now, the first thing you want to do is to actually let me do this. Let me open the browser. Let's see. Okay. You go to cursor. Um, let's see. Cool. So the first thing you want to do is to go to cursor.com and download. This is the AI code editor we'll be using for to build. Okay, and I have to walk you through the entire setup and show you how things are being laid out. Go to cursor.com and download this app. Okay, if you are using Windows, if you are using Mac, for me, I already downloaded it, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to close this window so we can start all over again. Close this other window. Let's see. Can you still see my screen? Let me make sure like everyone can see my screen. Drop in the comment if you can still see my screen. Let's see. Close, and then let me open cursor again. Yep. Yep. Yeah, we can see your screen. Good. Now, once you've downloaded Cursor, this is what it looks like. Okay. So there is the free. This is like the landing screen. Okay. There's so many. If you've used VS Code before, you would kind of understand how this is set up. So go to cursor.com, and then you would download it, set it up. Okay. Now, before we then do anything, again, there is a free version and there's a paid version. I'm using the pro version because I also want to be. I use with the free version, you have access to free tokens, and then meaning what that means basically is once you've exhausted your token, then you have to start paying. So the tokens is what the AI uses to be able to generate code for you, right? Now, remember, the goal is for us to convert our Figma design to code. There is a step-by-step framework. There's a step-by-step flow that I would encourage you to follow. Now, one other thing you have to do is there's a platform that can help you write the prompt, okay, from design to prompt, and then you use a prompt in your code editor. Okay, what that means basically is, remember I mentioned there are so many other code editors, like there's Bold.new, there's V0. In my subsequent stream, I will also be sharing more about those ones, because for V0, a good example for V0, I could just simply write let's even do this. Let me go to V0 and then just give V0 a prompt. V0 is actually also really super good. V0 the dev. Let's see. So this is V0. Let me make sure. Here, this is V0. V0, I can literally just write a prompt and say, build an HR management dashboard for me. Now, this is not the best prompt that you can use because there are so many things like HR development for what exactly, but the AI still understands a bit and is going to try to build something for you. As you can see, I literally just wrote a simple prompt and it's going to work to do what it has to do. But the only downside to this is you have the code in this environment, but you can always copy this code and paste it in your own visual in your own code editor area. So then you can, and that's where Cursor comes in. So the integration between V0 and Cursor is something that you can still, I will also be sharing, my workflow around that. The AI is doing its job. I'm just having a chat with you. I could simply just either even upload a design, but this is not how, and it's done. Like it's literally done. I can, generate reports. I can do all this. Very simple. This is how, you know, the AI can interpret what needs to be done, right? Cool. But look at the design that we want to do. And this is where, as a designer, this is where we shine. We want to be able to build web applications that we can share, with with your colleagues, share with your clients. If you're a freelancer, what this means basically is if you can upskill yourself and know how to use AI code editors like this, meaning you can get more work, you can take in more work because you can do the design and also do the front end, at least the front end development. And even with AI, you can do the back end development and use tools like Superbase. AI can literally help you connect this, but it takes time and practice to understand how to really go about it. Now, let's go back to Cursor. And the first thing I want us to do is basically go to a tool called, where is my link? There is a tool called Copy Copy Coder. Now, Copy Coder, I've already uploaded the design that we are building, and then Copy Coder will automatically help us generate a prompt. Okay, this prompt is what we are going to use. We are going to feed into Cursor. Cursor then would help us generate. I'm going to send the link to all this to you. Once I've copied, I think I already copied that, and I'm going to show you how we will now set up our entire Cursor project. Once you've generated the prompt in Copy Coder, you come to Cursor, open open a new project, of course, on your file. For me, I'm going to open a new folder here and call it live workshop. Let's see, because I'll be doing so many of it, I'll say live workshop. Inside live workshop, let me call this O1 HR. Okay, because this is what we're building, and I'm going to open this. Now, this is your environment. This is Cursor. It's dark screen. Everything you're seeing here is going to be code. I'm going to be showing you how you can do all the setup one after the other. Now, you need to copy the prompt from Copy Coder, which I just showed you here. Copy Coder will generate you upload your design into Copy Coder, and then it generates a prompt for you to use on Cursor. Let me see, because I can't see the chat. Let me see if there's any question or how do you use Copy Coder? Cool. Okay, good question. Now, Copy Coder, basically, you have to do, let me show you. Let's go back here. Close. Now, once you've done your design in Figma, or you can take any screenshot. Literally, you can take any screenshot and drag into Copy Coder. Copy Coder will generate the prompt for that screenshot, for that design. And then you need to copy the prompt generated from that to, so for me, I've already uploaded my design in Figma, and this is a prompt that it generated for me. All I need to do now is to copy this prompt and then also copy the page and the page structure. So once I copy, let me actually do this, copy this prompt here. I wanted to do something else, like build the onboarding screen first. I think we should use this other one that would help us set up authentication. So you copy the prompt, and then you come to your cursor, open your terminal, new terminal. All you have to do here is just paste the prompt, and then you watch AI do its thing. Okay, just wait for a few minutes, and then it's done. So you have all these files set up, and then the next thing you need to do is then to go to your right hand side here where you have the chart, the composer, the bug finder. You click on the composer, select agents, and then you say run at setup files dot setup this. I want you to run this. Run, and then I'll say submit. And then you see, I will help you set up Next.js project according to the prompt. Let's start by initializing the project. All you need to do here is just to say run command, and then you wait for it. Again, the first thing we want to do, as you can see in this initial setup, so with the power of AI, you just need to do say yes. With the power of AI, you can literally do all this. So all this before now, you have to do all this manually, but with prompts, with the right frameworks and everything, anyone can actually set up a full end-to-end project with Next.js, React, JavaScript, and all that. Now, this skill, what this means is basically you can take your design. You just need to understand how to set up your environment. Once you've done that properly, and that's the reason why I want to keep doing this, so that you'll be seeing some of how I'm doing and how I'm building it, and then from there you can learn. I will also be creating lots of videos and post them on YouTube so that you can see how things are being set up and how I'm building it. Now you can see it has done the initial prompt. It's doing that, is installing all the components and all the frameworks and all the libraries that we need. All you just need to do is to monitor this right hand side, and then you have to make sure you're accepting some of the things I'm saying. Just accept. Now let's create the layout component. First, the root layout, so you can see it's literally doing all the work for me. But I'm going to show you. I'm sure we will run into one or two bugs. Okay, and then you say accept, run. Let me check the chat. Maybe I should bring this screen here so that I can see the chat while this is going on, in case if anyone is asking any question. Okay. Okay, so we're going again. This is actually okay, you can see my screen. I'm literally watching AI set up my environment. Now, it's not AI is not only setting up my environment, AI is literally building the design I shared with it in Figma. Okay. There are so many other ways we can do this. As I mentioned, there are so many different AI code editors, but today we are using Cursor. Now, if I was going to use Bolt, Bolt.new is going to do this differently in a completely different way. And you would also see that maybe my subsequent streams, I will also be sharing that flow. But Bolt.new is there. You can literally go there today and just upload the design and ask it to build it for you. Okay. But the reason why I'm really bullish on on Cursor is that this actually, with this, it's not a child's play. You are setting up a proper web application, and you would really learn how to set up an environment like this. So your collaboration with developers can actually be more interesting, right? Meaning you're not only handing over Figma design, you could literally hand over a full code, a full ready-made design. Now I'm going to show you. I think it's done the first one, npm run dev. Okay, accept, run command. And then everything I'm doing now, I've actually done everything. I have it like running somewhere, but I just want to make sure like we are doing this in while we are here. And then so it has finished the first run, as you can see. The next thing I need to do now is I'm going to say I want you to run the second instruction. Okay. I would then say come to the agent, make sure you're selected agent and say continue with the next setup file. Okay. I can let me drag this into this chat area and remove this too. And then submit. Automatically, the agent, which is for cursor, will start start building out the other part, the other paid routes. Again, I'm not a developer. Full disclaimer: I'm not a software developer. I'm a designer that loves to code, that loves AI, that loves to actually see my design built by myself. So that was the reason why I recorded all the videos of how I did the design itself in Figma, and now I'm basically just turning the design to code. But if with AI, so I'm not writing anything, but I understand how code works. I understand HTML, CSS, Tailwind, and the rest. So if there are bugs or if there are things I want to improve, I know what to do. I'm also going to show you how to use AI, use this tool to iterate on your design. Even if I don't get to that today, I would be recording other videos that you can watch on my YouTube channel to see exactly how I will be building some of the interfaces that we design in Figma. So it's called Design and Code with AI. So there will be a bit of design. Not, I think I want to actually make it 50-50 because I believe some of the people following me or are connected to me are designers. So they also want to learn some design tactics. So but if I get to see that more people, let me see, Ibrahim said, can you show us how it looks? Oh, yeah, yeah, sure. So the reason why, okay, let me see. So after the first step, let me show you how it looks. What you need to do now is for me to do npm run dev. I think it has done that already. I can just go to the local host. Let's see, copy, and then I will go. Let me show you how it looks. I'm going to go to my local host, paste here. Da, da, da. Okay, cool. Where is my screen? Yep, this is it. So what is what? So like not so far away from the Figma file, this dashboard. If you look at it, literally it took everything and then of course generated all these images from on Splash. Now, if you see what I'm going to show you something, this is where we start troubleshooting. In it, this is the design I did, right? But look at what the AI built. It put the icon here and then this here. And then also I don't want this to show. I don't want this. I'm going to show you how you can start looking at your code and telling AI that no, this is not the design that I want. I want you to do XYZ. This is the exact component I want you to build. Don't hallucinate. It's an AI. Sometimes it does what you don't want it to do. Just build it because it just feels like it's better. But if your client has already seen your design, how do we make it design pixel to pixel, picture to picture, you know, even font? I'm going to show you. The font I use here is Manrope, a Google font, but I think it's using Inter. And I'm also going to show you how you can tell the AI to say, hey, this is the font I want you to use. But let it do all the page routing first. Let's see. I think it has done all the page routing. Good. It has done all the page routing. Uh, the last step is actually to set up authentication. So this is going to connect us to Superbase database. And I think that would also make me use my API keys and connect to database so people can create accounts and log in. But I think it's going to be better for me to show you how the pages are set up how the pages are set up, all the components, and how you can start troubleshooting and customizing the design based on AI generated this based on its understanding. But my final design, this is what my actual design looks like. I want to make sure that the code itself is looking exactly like this. The first thing I'm going to do is to change the font. All I need to do here is to come to the agent here and then tell the agent that I want you to use Google fonts called Man Manrupe. That's the name of the font I use as the base font. And then the agent will automatically understand what you actually mean here. All you just need to do is just say, let me accept this and then submit. You can see here, I will update the root layout to use Manrope as a base font instead of Inter. So you say it's going to the layout text, and then let's see. I literally want it to use. If I go back to my page, let's see. If I go back to the page here, it will. Yep, it has updated it to Manrope. You can confirm that if I go to inspect elements, and then we come here. Let's see roots. We can see from the code here. Let me find. Can I find here? It's actually using Marupe because the font I can see it's not as thick as Inter. Now let's see the pages. Jobs. Come back here. Let's see the pages I generated. Did it generate candidates? No, it did not. It only created it. Let's see. We'll come back to the code editor here and see. Let's see, the font has been updated. I've created the main layout. So if you read through, I've created the main layout component and several key pages for HR homepage with activities and feed actions, search, notification, create job with multi-form. So it said it has created this, but when I go to let's do npm run dev again. So when you do npm run dev, you're restarting. I'm restarting my server. Although it's going to open a new port. So all I need to do here is to then say, it says go to your local this local host port 301. Let's see. Literally, it should connect to. I can change 301. Sorry, 3001. Okay. Now the home page. Let's see what this hydration. So this error message is basically it's because I installed a plugin and that is not in any way going to affect this. Candidate is not opening. All I just need to do and go back to my cursor and tell the agent that the other pages you created, it's just me just chatting using normal language, natural language to just chat with the agent. The other pages you created are not showing any content. Now, remember, the only design I gave the agent was the dashboard, the homepage dashboard. Okay, that was the only design I gave. Now, let's see what it did. Somehow the agent can actually create some pages for you because it's an AI, right? And it understands how things are supposed to look and be. So let's see how much of what the AI actually created on its own. I already mentioned that the pages are not showing up. Let's create the layout of the dashboard route group, and then it's doing all the work for me. All I need to do is just to monitor it and just keep accepting. Once it has done that, all I have to do now is to just come into my code, look at the dashboard, look at all the layouts and start making the type of changes I want to see in my code in the output itself. I just have to come here. The first one I think we are going to do is actually the design of the of these card components here. Basically, I want the icon to be beside the title of the card, which is active jobs, and then of course the value, the number showing the numbers of active jobs. But in the layout, that's okay. I think this is working now. Home, activities. Let's see. It's still not okay. So post new job is working. Select engineering, employment full time. Of course, this would not. So this is like a step. So all the remember, I didn't even design this in Figma. So the AI was able to actually assume for create job. These are things you'll be asking for. And then when you go back to home, now you can see it has actually changed the design of the home dashboard itself, which is actually very strange, really, really strange. I can then go back and say, hey, Mr. Man, you need to make sure you stick to the design of. So this is where I'm going to then come here. So this is where you now need to also upload. You can just take a screenshot of this and upload it into Cursor. But I think I have that already. When I come to image, workshop 01, I think I've exported it. So this, upload the image of the dashboard into Cursor and say, I want you to design the layouts attached as the dash attached pixel to pixel, and ensure it looks exactly like this. Now for the logo, here is the SVG of the logo. So I'm going to go back to my Figma file and then copy, right click and copy this logo as SVG. So you can see all I'm doing now is I'm just iterating on what what's it called, the AI already generated for me. Basically, that is all I'm doing. Now I'll say, I want you to design the layouts attached pixel to pixel and ensure it looks exactly like this. Because I've seen that it's not really doing what I want it to do, or maybe it did it and it's just hallucinating. So simply paste that in, submit, and just watch it do its thing. It's an AI. It has enough bandwidth to, to do a lot of things. I'll recreate the layout exactly as shown in the image. Let's start by updating the first component. First, let's create logo components, which I pasted in. So it's going to do that in React, in Next.js, create all the files for me. It's creating a TSX file called logo, and then it will do all this for me. Again, the reason why I'm starting with Cursor for my first live stream is because I believe Cursor is actually one of the most powerful code editor, AI code editor out of all the other tools. V0 is also good. As a matter of fact, if I was going to do now, let's even go back to V0 while Cursor is doing its magic. Let me see if there's any chat. How do you deal with AI making changes that you didn't ask? Okay, yeah, i.e. the home page design changed, or yeah, exactly. So you see, now I didn't ask AI to make the change and it just did all that. So this is where you now come in and then you start guiding. But already it has done 90% of the work by making sure that your layout, setting up the layout itself, it has done 90% of the work for you. So you just need to start instructing AI to do the right things and then start guiding AI, start telling AI, okay, this is good, but do it this way. Now I'm instructing the AI that, okay, the layout you created, you've made changes. Now stick to the change, stick to the design that I've shared with you. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so it's doing its job. Layout, sidebar, header text, main content. Now let's update the homepage to match the design. So it's doing it now. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Da, da, da. Waiting for it. Uh, accept. Okay, so these are all the things it has done. So it said the layout has been updated to match the design exactly. Here are the key changes I've made, created a logo component, updated the sidebar, updated the header, updated main component. So these are all the things that's done. So let's go back to our browser to see exactly what's going on. Okay, now things are back to the way we want it. Um, so yep, we have it here. Can you see the logo here? Can you see what it did? It literally just made sure this logo is what it is. Now, this page that you're seeing now, it's still not 100% what my Figma file looks like. So can you see? Okay. So what we are going to do basically is I'm going to tell, I will start, why is my file not? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a screenshot of this region and say, hey, I want you to design, make sure you design, have the logo like this, like this, like this, instruct it clearly. You know, this is where you now start looking at each of the items that the AI built and start customizing it. So how do you know where exactly your files are? All you need to do is to come to your layout here, source, open the app. So these are your components. So when you open the app, your dashboard app, home, you open page.tsx. Okay. In short, let me close all these so that we're not confused. Knowing how to navigate and how to use this code editor on its own is actually, I'm actually working on a full course, on getting started with cursor, because there are so many things, how to set up your cursor rules so that the AI would not hallucinate and all that, hallucinate and all that stuff is something I'm actually building a full course on. And I would encourage you, if you're not subscribed to my design and code newsletter, you should join. And if you're subscribed already, you can also join. There's a community where I'll be focusing more on giving one-on-one guidance on how to do some of this. Let me close all these pages so that we can cancel. Uh, Now, I want to start making kind of changes to specific pages. Let me come here. I want to start making changes to like the home page, this dashboard home, because it's not giving me 100%. It's not giving me 100% my design layout, right? Okay, we'll start with this. And also for the create new job, it's not giving me this exact design. So this is what I will do. I will come here and say dashboard home page.tsx. The first thing I want to do here is to confirm if this is the page. Okay, I'll come down here and say, just put in a text, a random text here. Let me just say John and save. So just for me to be sure that I'm on the right page. Cool. So I'm on the right page. Can you see John? Then the next thing I want to do now, come back here, remove this John here. Da, 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 da. So when you look at the code, I am 100% sure this is the code looking after. This is the code that is looking after this this area. This is the code component that is looking after this area. For me to be sure that this is the code, let's see. Okay. Yep, it is, because it's picking its active jobs, this and this is the icon. If I change this active job to John, just to confirm, I come here, I will see active job John. Can you see? So let's go back here, and then I will remove John. So I'm going to tell AI that, look, I want this component. Okay, I can copy this code. Two ways I can do this. I can either use the chat. I can chat with AI, and say, look, I want this. Once you highlight, I want this code component. Okay, chat, add to chat, and say, I want this code component to be designed exactly as I have attached the image here. Okay, so then I go back to my Figma, take a screenshot of the design, how I want it to look like, which is this. Zoom in, take a screenshot. Okay, then come back here, attach the screenshot here. Image, I think desktop. This is a screenshot. Okay, cool. I want this code component to be designed exactly as I have attached, um, as I've attached here. Okay, and then submit. I'm suspecting because I'm using chat, I'm not using the agent. I will help you modify this. Can you see? I will help you modify this start component to match the exact design in the image. The main differences is the styling, which we all agree. And then once I'm happy with it, apply all. Okay, I say apply all, and then it comes here and say accept, accept, accept. And then if I run the code now, come back here. Ooh, look at that. Still did not. Okay. So what I should have done, I should have said, okay, but for this, now this is where at least your knowledge of, let's see, so you said grid collapse. Say no way. And then I come back here and say, come back to my Figma file, and then take a screenshot of the entire. Okay. So this is where I would have actually used an agent. Come back here. And then the start component needs to look like the attached. And then I'll just say, please fix. I am literally having a conversation with AI with natural language, with English. I don't need to, it kind of understands it, hopefully. And this is where you just have to do, you iteratively do all these changes with your code base. I know we have 15 minutes left, and I still want to show you how we can push this to live. Let's see if this actually works. I hope so. Let's see. So I've pushed that. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the code base. Yup, it works. Can you see? Let me look at the chat because I can't see the charts. So I don't know. I can't see reactions. Have you tried using Figma to code plugin? Yeah. So there are built. There's so many Figma to code plugin. There's builder.io. I've used that. There is design to code. There's Coda. There's so many code Figma to code plugins, but what they don't have is basically they wouldn't set up your environment for you. I could actually, mentioning that, Ibrahim, I could right click on this and go to dev mode. go to dev mode and copy this code itself and then paste using, I could use this and paste this code that Figma would generate for me, export to code. I don't want to open in Builder, so I don't want to open in Lovable. Let me use another plugin. I could use, I think I have one. There's so many of them. I could copy the exact code here and just go to, yep, React JSK optimized layout. I could copy the exact code here and then go to Cursor AI and paste. But why I don't want to do that is because there is so many other nuances at the background that if I use my Cursor code editor itself, it can understand how everything links up. Okay. And then I can easily also customize it. And because I understand HTML, CSS, and all that stuff, I can still do some form of customization on my own if I want to. But as I said, you see, you need to iterate, do some a bit of back to back on some of this on this stuff for you to see. Let's see, for you to see it actually. Let's go back here. So again, you can see it fixed it. Now, this part, the create a new job, if you look at my Figma design, is not exactly the way it is. Let me go out of dev mode. So all I need to do now is, again, I will take a screenshot like this, and then go locate, take a screenshot, go back to my code, and then all I need to do is then eventually I would locate the area. So this is the area. I just need to tell it that, hey, look, I don't like the design that you built for this. Use the attached image. I can copy the code. Let me use Composer this time. The Composer is more powerful than Chat. Chat is like for to do little minor things. Paste the code here and tell the agent that, hey, I want you. Again, I like to just talk in natural language with it. I want you to use the attached image to design the code I shared with you. And then I will come here and upload the screenshot. Again, for you to see, let's see, oh, where are you? Okay, yeah, there you go. So let's see, and then submit. Let's see if you have any comments, any questions. Okay, Ibrahim. Thank you, Ibrahim. Again, if you're following, just drop a message in the chat. This is my first live stream, so the setup and environment is still a bit tricky. So I think I need to set it up in such a way where I would be seeing my chat somewhere and making sure like all my setup is correct. I'm not even sure if the quality of the stream is good enough. I'm not sure, but this is recorded and hopefully I'll be able to upload this on YouTube for you to see eventually. But again, I'll be having a much more okay, when do you use chat versus composer? Good question. Now, chat is basically when for me, I kind of don't like chat anymore because composer, they just released composer, yeah. Chat is like when they first started, like the first time they started this whole thing, the chat was like their MVP, like the first version. So chat does all those little things and then you accept. But composer can literally do things on your behalf. Like it can run your command lines, it can execute stuff behind the scene, but chat cannot. Chat will only give you instruction and say, okay, for you to do this, do this. But agent and composer can do work on your behalf. Like chat will not do all this setup for you. Chat will not create all these files. If I want to plug this entire dashboard into a sign in and into a login and sign in, sorry, a login and sign out, create account page, All I need to do is to tell it to execute this third command, this authentication implementation guide. Is going to execute this command and automatically create a super base login. I will be creating another video where I will kind of do all that and then upload to my to YouTube, and then also create sessions where we'll be able to do one-on-ones like this. Now, before my time runs out, I want to do one last thing so that we can share, so that I can share this link with you guys. Basically, I want, because I'm only viewing this on my local machine. Okay. Now, if you look at this last update that I made, it did not design the component this way, the way I really want it. I need to then go in, instruct it again, say, hey, I want you to stick to the design I shared with you. At least it did for this. And then you even use all the icons itself without me uploading anything. And I think for the pages, it hasn't really resolved the pages. And we can always um, come back to that. I'll fix all that in another set of videos. As you can see, maybe because I've not given it any design to do. Now, how do you move all this to production? Imagine you're a freelancer and you've done the design, you want to share with your client, um, or you want to share the code with your client. You need to have a GitHub account. If you don't have GitHub, you want to create one. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll go to GitHub. So this is my GitHub because I need to push this to GitHub, and then so this is my repo. You can literally do all this inside of Cursor. So what you need to do is you come to the left side bar here. Now, if you don't know what GitHub is, I mean, again, you can use Google, or I can actually walk you through what exactly, or how to say. Basically, I know, because we are not developers, maybe we don't know what GitHub is. GitHub is actually where you store all your code, in a repository in the cloud. Okay, because if I want to share this, what we just built today, if I want to share with you, I need to upload all this code base somewhere, host it in the cloud, and share the link with you. One thing I've actually not looked at is if what this AI built for us is responsive. Let's take a look at what that is. Uh, Come here, and then we change to this. Okay, it's not mobile responsive. Let's go back and tell the agents. Let's see if maybe we tell the agents, hey, the dashboard you built is not mobile responsive. The dashboard you built is not mobile responsive. Can you fix that as soon as possible? Okay, cool. Let's see. Hey, the dashboard you built is not mobile responsive. Can you fix that as soon as possible? Let's say it's thinking. I will update the code to make it fully responsive. I will adjust the grid columns for different screen sizes using tailwind responsive breakouts. Okay. So you can see this. It's crazy, right? I mean, just imagine how much you can do with this, knowing how to use this. I know we're running out of time. We have 5 minutes, but again, I would say maybe shout out a big thank you to 5 of you that are watching right now. um I hope to do this frequently, just share my knowledge and what I'm building. I will be building so many products like this. Mostly, I will try as much as possible to record them and then share. So let's see if it actually is now responsive. Um, nope. Okay. So it's responsive, but the sidebar. Okay, I'm now going to tell it. Okay, so this is what we need to do. We need to tell the agent to make the sidebar collapsible on mobile. So let's go back here. So this is where I want you to make the sidebar collapse on mobile and have the content in a hamburger menu on tablets and mobile screens. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen here. I wanted to show you how I'm going to push this to GitHub. So while it's doing this, but I want to make sure I'm pushing a good. I want to make sure I push something really good. So it has done it. That it's the dashboard is responsive, but the the side panel here is not responsive. So let's wait for the code. Let's say I will help you modify the sidebar component to make it collapsible on mobile and add the hamburger menu. I will also update the main component header. Okay. So just imagine the kind of ideas you can build, you can design, build, launch, test in the market with the power of AI. I will be experimenting with so many ideas. I'm building my first SaaS product, which is a birthday reminder app with AI, and I'll be integrating a lot of so many AI tools and so many AI. Okay, so look at this. Done. Done. Okay. Oh yeah, then we need to fix this, and all this can be fixed easily. I just need to just tell the agent to do what. Okay, cool. Okay, now before I run, so I'm going to use this so that we can push this and deploy this on Vercel, and I can share the link with you. So I'm going to say commit this HR. No, this is workshop 01 HR dashboard. I need to put a commit message here, and then I would commit this to main. I'm going to publish this branch, publish it to public, so that you can also see the code and you can decide to clone this. Okay. If I go to my GitHub account, um, come here. This is my GitHub account. Let me refresh. Let's see. Yep, this is it. To commit now. So yep. So my code is up here. So now all I need to do is to come to Vercel, and then I'm going to add a new project. Import. So this is it. This was done. So you can see my Vercel account is already open. I'm going to import this code here. I'll call it 01HR, and then I will deploy. So deployment might take a few minutes. So it's deploying. Let's see in the chat if we still have people here. Okay. I'm going to share the link of what we built in the chat, or I'm going to also send an email tonight so you can see the project that we built tonight. Okay, so it's deploying. Okay, let me know if you're still here with me. Just drop a message. Ooh, deployment failed. Okay. Okay, so I think I should just go back to my agents, take a screenshot, go to cursor, and then just upload here and say error while deploying to Vercel fix. Okay, let's see if you're still here. Let's see. Okay, Ibrahim says thank you. Big shout out to everyone. I just want to deploy the last part, and let's see. I see the error in the build log. The main issue are unused import and variables. Let's fix that. So the agent is also fixing that. So you can see literally we can fix anything with the agent. Okay, so now this is good. Once this is done, once I deploy this, I will push to Vercel. And the next thing we do is we start, iterating on this. I will also do all the recordings and upload to my YouTube. If you want to, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see how I'm building this behind the scene. And we can probably make Thursdays like this a Q&A day. Okay, probably not a day to build live, maybe a Q&A day, and probably a day that you want to showcase. You want to also share, let's say, so I'm going to put a git commit a fixed bugs. Maybe you also want to show or share some of the things you're working on. I'm more than happy to also see and get feedback from you. And also, if you have any other questions, you know, design related or development like this related, I'm more than happy to jump on a call with you. Okay, the build is now complete. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go back to my Vercel, and then we can redeploy. Okay, 01HR is deploying. We are waiting for that to happen, and this is good. This is good. If I go back to my local host says I'm good. Notification is all good. Search is good. Jobs, candidates, events. So jobs page is not loading. Maybe because candidate is not opening because we've not really I've not really done anything there. Let's see your job, UX designer. Okay, job description. But this is just basic, you know. But I think what I'll be doing is then I'm going to design I mean, AI came up with this. I'm going to do all the design, the actual design of all the pages in Figma, and turn them into components and all that. I'm still going to do the onboarding screen itself, this screen, and you're able to put in your name, your first name, your email, password, login into this account, and then you see this dashboard and all that stuff. So I'm going to design everything and build it. Let's see our deployment if that is done. String red. Oh no. Oh, why? This is actually so. Yep. So this is actually done. This is one of the deployments. As you can see, looks exactly like my Figma. And that is it. Thank you very much, everyone. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you. I'm going to put all the links in the description of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with a friend. Building a full design from Figma to code with AI using Cursor. This is the workflow. Every Thursday, I will be sharing more about other projects I'm working on. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone. And that is it.